The wise woman returned from the Cavern of the Incarnate and went right into Scar to meet with the tribes. Chodala's in there too, about to be named the Nerevarine. Tell me you came back with something to stop my brother's rise to power. Ah, of course. Use the tales of the failed Incarnates to counter Chodala's arguments. That's brilliant. Well, except for one problem. An Outlander has no status in the Council. The Ashlanders won't listen to a word you say. Someone else has to present the arguments. Someone they trust. I suppose that means I have to challenge my brother. With your help, of course. Meet me inside.
Must we continue this farce? It's obvious that I'm the Nerevarine.
Someone has stepped forward to challenge your claim, Chodala.
Seren, I'm disappointed in you, dear sister.
Enough. I shall hear your arguments and render my decision.
Even the Outlander can see that I'm the most powerful Ashkan. My strength alone proves that I am the Nerevarine.
Chodala puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Give me the scroll that discounts such a trait for the Nerevarine. Of course. Let's see what happens. This doesn't look right.
Sister, your confusion just confirms my claim.
Be careful. We need to get these right. That's not right. Try another scroll. Yes, that's a sound argument. Incarnates appear!
As a warrior and as an Ashkan, I was the most powerful of my age. But for all my strength, I failed my people. Don't follow my example.
The faithless houses dare to threaten our land, but we shall meet them in battle, and I will lead us to victory.
This is more nerve-wracking than I anticipated. Which scroll do you recommend to counter this argument? That makes sense. I'll try that. Incarnates appear!
I thought the path to the Nerevarine was a path of blood and battle, but my love of war was my undoing. War is not the way.
These failed incarnates prove nothing! I need no counsel but my own, as befits my status as the Nerevarine.
I think it's working. One more strong assertion, and that should do it. Of course. Let's see what happens. Incarnates appear!
I refuse to accept the counsel of the wise women and the Ashkans. I thought I knew best, but I knew nothing. That is not the way of the Nerevarine.
Seren and the Outlander, their arguments have merit. Chodala, we deny your claim. You are not the Nerevarine.
This proves nothing! Look how the staff protects me! I am the Nerevarine! Red Exiles, slay the
Brother,
unbelievers!
no!
Go to my hut and get my healer's sack. Now.
Right away, wise woman.
I hate what my brother's become.
Mortal, I would have words with you. Chodala has been revealed as a failed Nerevarine, but that hasn't dissuaded him from his reckless course of action. As long as he wields the staff, he shall be unstoppable. Time is against you, mortal. Even now, Vivec, that pompous usurper, grows increasingly weaker. As much as I deplore him, Vivec cannot fall to Chodala's vile magic. There's another power at work here. One I can't quite put my finger on. Return to Vivec City. Do what you can to aid Vivec, and pay heed to my faithful vessel, Seren. I name her Champion of the Moon and Star. She will play a pivotal role in ending her brother's march toward godhood, if she survives.
That was exhilarating. That was glorious. Lady Azura's presence filled me with such wonder. She actually spoke through me. I heard everything she said, and I felt her sense of urgency. You need to return to Vivec City immediately. And help you I shall. Return to Vivec City, while I track down my brother and his damnable staff. With the Ashlanders against him, he won't have many options. After I locate him, I'll meet you, and we can find a way to break through Chodala's defenses.
priests seem nervous today.
Pull yourself together. It's a brilliant armature for Vivek's sake.
You're back. It's Lord Vivek. He just collapsed. The more he weakens, the closer the moonlit slides toward the city, and the more Red Mountain churns with fire and ash. I hope you brought good news. Vivek knows we could use some.
As a god weakens, so too does his city suffer. I know my people grow fearful. Even the Archcanon is distressed. But the energy that remains to me holds the moonlit in the sky. At least for now. So what news does my eyes and ears bring to me? How this upstart Ashlander learned to attune Sotha Seal's tool confounds my understanding. And he dares use my power? Still, your help is appreciated. Every strike and parry takes us one step closer to ending this threat and restoring my vitality.
Due to Lord Vivek's condition, it falls upon us to find a solution. Lord Vivek must conserve his remaining energy, so we need to solve this problem on our own. It all comes back to Chodala. That damned Ashlander's draining the warrior poet's power. We need to stop him and get that damned staff. How should I know? That's not a skill the Tribunal teaches. Return to Barrelzar's tower and get Sotha Seal's former apprentice to come up with some kind of countermeasure. I'm sure he knows more than he's told you. I do have one concern, though. You see right through me, Outlander. I have more worries than a Kwama Queen has eggs. I'm talking about Chodala's sister. Saren claims to want to help, to want peace, but I don't trust her. Seek out Barrelzar, but be wary of the Ashlander's sister. We need to stop Chodala, and to do that, we need to find a way to overcome the device he's wielding. Find Barrelzar and make sure that crazy mage provides you with something we can use to save Lord Vivek. Is the bull sure it can bed the Betty? No. But by all accounts, we'll be better off with Sunara in our hands and away from Chodala. That won't be possible, however, as long as the Ashlander remains impervious to every attack. The female Ashlander? Well, if that wasn't enough of a reason, remember that she's also Chodala's sister. Blood sings to blood, as the warrior poet so elegantly put it. Be wary of that one, Outlander. She'll stab you in the back, mark my words. Vivek loves this land, and the land loves him in return. He's always had a special bond with Vvardenfell. Is it so hard to believe that Red Mountain reflects his suffering? Beyond that, there's also Bardao, the moonlit that floats above us. Lord Vivek's intervention stopped the moonlit from crashing into the city. He holds it above us by strength of will. But as he weakens, so too does the power that keeps the rock afloat. If Vivek's energy wanes further, it would spell disaster.
Is someone up there? I could use some help down here. Hurry, please. I have a natural aversion to Daedra. So hard to concentrate and maintain schedules when interruptions constantly occur. Don't they know the Great Gear never pauses in its rotations? So that was you up there. I appreciate the assistance. Daedric entities can be very unpredictable. Logic has very little place in the behavior of Daedra, my hopeful associate. Studying the fabric of reality does tend to attract unwanted attention. But these creatures appeared just before you entered my tower. I wonder, why have you returned? Ah, a modification of my master's old experiments, turning a simple tool into a dangerous weapon. Ingenious! Evil, yes, but also quite brilliant. A tonal inverter should counter it. Uses sound waves to temporarily disrupt the flow of energy. No, of course not. I just invented it. I need proper components to build such a device. My hirelings scour the land for materials all the time. Here's a list. Head out the back door and ask them to direct you to these common dwarven components. Hirelings? Yes, they worked for me, before they quit, ungrateful netches. Still, I paid them well before the pistons slipped their alignments. They should know where to find the components. Last I heard, Snorfen and the others were in Molag Mar. The situation is wound dangerously tight, but I believe the gears revolve around you. Once you leave, I should be perfectly safe. Or at least as safe as I ever am in the midst of all these experiments. You, however, stay vigilant, my friend. I could, but I won't pour 5-year-old Flynn into a cracked decanter. No offense. Suffice it to say, they're fairly common as far as Dwemer components go. Use the list and talk to my former hirelings. I'll build the device the moment you return.
Hail.
I feel like such a puny snowback, hiding here in Molag Mar. But you don't want to hear about my troubles. What can this broken Nord do for you? Berylzar. He's the reason I'm a shattered man, doomed to become a cowering sheep like the rest of these pilgrims. All right, let me see that. Arkanthong Stordoms. You can find a Sonance generator there, after you deal with the steam trap. The cursed contraption. I almost had it figured out when a ghost floated up to me. No problem, I think. But then it enters a Centurion. Ghost machines. No sane Nord can fight ghost machines. I dropped my notes and ran as fast as I could. Not just ghosts. Ghosts that possess dwarven machines. I'm through working for that crazy old mage and his clockwork monstrosities. But if you want to get past the steam trap, find my notes and follow the directions.
If you're another pilgrim looking for charity, I suggest you move along. I have neither the time to waste nor the gold to spare. I'm currently between employment, and my own funds have become dangerously depleted. Let me see that. What's that crazy mage need this time? I suppose you could find a manual clockwork shaft in the Nichu-left ruins. But I'd avoid that place if I were you. If the roof doesn't collapse, the constructs will rip you apart. If you insist. Deep in the ruins churns a big machine. When I was there, it sputtered and vibrated, collapsing parts of the ceiling. Lava and rock fell everywhere. You need to get past that and some nasty constructs to retrieve the item. That mage is a menace. Oh, he always paid well, but the places he asked me to go, each was more dangerous than the last. And if I had to hear about the Great Gear one more time... For my own health and sanity, I had to break ties with Barrelzar.
There's a Cuomo we all know, who's as bold as any Donma. You can see by torch bombs glow. And the scream, she's such a wonder. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing.
Damned vampires. I'll find a way to make them pay for what they did to my brother. I swear it on the tribunal and any Daedra willing enough to listen. What do you want? Can't you leave a person to her anger and her grief? He did he? Let me see that list. Well, the crazy old maid always said there were no coincidences. The inversion conduit. I saw one in Belone Deus, right before I barely escaped from those damned vampires. Eager to become cattle for the Bloodsuckers? The Burn clan killed my brother. Damn their eyes! The item you seek was in the manufactory, but you'll need a control rod to get a dwarven spider to unlock it for you. Because the mage wanted to send me to the far side of Vardenfell, and I need to remain here. I'm not going anywhere until I make the Burn clan pay for what it did to my brother. If you can kill some of the bastards, that'll be a start.
But that treasure you miss. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Good night, little sweet. like a giant, our tower of stones. Red Mountain, all rumbles and moans. It tosses and turns, pray it won't wake. And then without warning, the ground starts to shake. As the world ends, the ground starts to shake. So heft the flask and say a prayer, Red Mountain's about to explode. Have a drink, but be aware it's doom the mountain forebodes. Lift a glass and curse the day, Red Mountain's about to burst. Drink all your cares away, who wants to die with a thirst? Die with a thirst. Knock back a fiery flint amidst the smoke and ash. Drain the flask of whiskey, we'll be drunk in a flash. Let's guzzle some charmer amidst the fire and fumes. Tip back the jar of liquor, let inebriation bloom. As the world ends, let inebriation bloom. So heft a flask and say a prayer, Red Mountain's about to explode. Have a drink, but be aware it's doom the mountain forebodes. Lift a glass and curse the day, Red Mountain's about to burst. Drink all your cares away, who wants to die with a thirst? Not me, die with a thirst. Cliff racers spread their wings so broad, and lesser birds bend their knees so awed. Through snarl and hiss and spit and screech, I hear the guars grunting each to each. What a terror, what savage speech. Oh, to be like you. Your temper flares at the smallest offense. Snatch our guars and mangle our fence. You nest in our lofts, spray dung on the wall. Tear up our roofs like a midsummer squall. Frighten our children and make the babes bawl. Promise you'll never change. Cliff Strider, stride so high. On fiery crags, you touch the sky. Cliff Strider, stride so high. Screech louder Wishful and petty like my mother-in-law. You stink like you've got old fish in your craw. Your shrieks shatter glass and rattle my ears. Your rotten fig smell brings grown mare to tears. You piss on our pillows, they smell bad for years. Your Vardenfell's pride and joy. Cliff Strider, stride so high. On fiery crags, you touch the sky. Cliff Strider, stride so high. Screech loud as thunder, may you never die. May you never die. Never die. Step light, stride far, O ye buoyant homagers, to glory days and triumphant nights. March on through your bloody fight. Sing proud, sound roars, O ye buoyant homagers. Raise voices in courageous cheers. Give those heathens cause for fear. Stand tall, spoil wars, O ye buoyant homagers. Best their warriors by the score. Take a bow and best a dozen more. Set bones, some scars, O ye buoyant homagers. Wear the badge of those who lead, a few new nicks as proof of deeds. Stand tall, spoil wars, O ye buoyant homagers. Best their warriors by the score. Take a bow and best a dozen more. begat by precursor gods. Come we now, their creatures, embody splendor in your name, and wisdom in your features. By the sword I mean the night, by the word I mean the dead, by the sword I mean a sigh, by the word I mean the end. 6 are the guardians, 3, 4, and 3 incarnate, here to test your hero's ways and show that you can learn it. The truest works we shall behold are those made by the silent. By the sword I mean the night, by the word I mean the dead, by the sword I mean a sigh, by the word I mean the end. By the sword I mean the night, by the word I mean the dead, by the sword I mean a sigh, by the word I mean the end. as bold as any Dhamma. You can see by torch bugs glow. little squib, she's such a wonder. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Mean old torchbug full of tricks, his voice crackling like fire. Advice he shares conflicts, sends little squib into trouble dire. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Brave little squib with the heart so pure, always in search of adventure. She says maybe tomorrow, he says if you insist, but that treasure you miss. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Good night, little squib. the sophists fool you. Fear not upon the walking way. Just let hysteria rule you. In their own world, the mad have laws, but only if they're written. The wise can never smitten. Use no words for apologies if you seek absolution. Action is the walking way, and words are no solution. The wise avoid apology when ravers must be beaten. So sing not with the dusty tongue, no word is true.